Hi, everyone. Welcome into My Chamber TV. It is the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me is Paul Friedlander, back finally together again.
Finally together. Seems like it's been a long time.
We always say that, I think, because it has been a long time.
It has been a long time.
Right.
Yeah. It's always fun. I'm here today, although I am the account executive for Total Title Solutions.
Yes,
we're here today representing the awesome West Pasco Chamber of Commerce.
That's right. We have some really fabulous guests, and I can't wait to introduce my girl here to your right, my right. Happens to be Christina Fitzpatrick, and you are president of the Guardian Angels. And just before the show, we were kind of touching on how did you get involved? Just tell me what the difference is between the, the Miracle Schools and the Guardian Angels.
Well, Guardian Angels, our mission is to raise awareness on the effects of drug abuse and prescription drugs on unborn kids. 1 in 3 kids in our area are born substance exposed and can go through withdrawals at birth. There's 2 out of 3 babies are born addicted in Tarpon area. So our mission is really to provide summer camps, after school programs, and also the proper tools and equipment for children with special needs.
Wow. Wow. I'm really impressed. That's
and the Miracle
wonderful.
Schools, you started that up just recently, did you not?
Yes, January 9th of last year, we started Miracle Schools, and our mission is to teach our students in the capacity that best meets their needs by giving them the individualized attention they deserve so they can reach their maximum potential in school and in life.
That's awesome.
How did it come about? What made you decide to start the Miracle Schools?
Yeah, what got you started?
I met a little girl about 14 years ago that was exposed to some illicit drugs and had some disabilities, so I just wanted to help raise awareness on that. And over several years, people have seen what I was helping with other students, and they're like, why don't you open up a school? Why don't you open up a school? And I'm like, so finally, January 9th of 2018, we opened up a school for special needs kids with ODD, ADHD, PTSD, legally blind, all different disabilities. So we just want to help as many as we can. So many kids are slipping through the cracks nowadays, so we just want to make sure they can excel. I have a student, I have all my students last semester went from D's and F's to A's and B's. My one student did a whole year's worth of 6th grade math and half the 7th grade math in 1 semester.
Nice.
And still maintain straight A's that whole semester, so it's amazing.
You know, that is amazing, and I know there's a lot of behind the scenes with this and in getting started now. Are these children that you're working with, are they children that have had the challenges with drugs and opioid dependencies, or is it just a full spectrum of kids?
Just a full spectrum. I don't discriminate against any kids. We have mainstream students, we have special needs students. We won't turn anyone away, so we just really want to give them as much support as they can. And then with our summer camps, we had a 1-week summer camp over the summer where they go to gymnastics and bowling and Lowry Park Zoo and everything like that. And then we also do a one weekend summer sleepaway camp, and it's from Friday to Monday, so they get to do ropes course, rock climbing, canoeing, archery, and they learn independent daily living skills, socialization skills. They make all their breakfast, lunches, and dinner. One of my parents said to me, what'd you do to my kid? He wants to come home and make dinner with me. And a couple months later, she's like, he makes all his own breakfast, lunches, and dinners. So.
And what are the age groups?
4 and up.
4 and up. You have the 4-year-olds doing that too?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
They're going home cooking?
There you
Yes.
go.
I love it. That's great.
I want to brag on my one student. She was 15 and he was 15, and I asked, when was the last time you flipped a pancake? They said they never flipped a pancake before. So I said, all right, well, it's your turn. I'm not doing it.
Oh, that's so neat. And now, when did you open the school?
January 9th of 2018. We started with 3 students in the classroom. We have 11 students right now. We have a nice little pancake area, breakfast area. They can go and make pancakes, make their own cereals, things like that. And just, there's the church next door donates a lot of snacks for them. So if a kid's hungry, go have a snack.
And Christine, I know you earlier on you hesitated, and I know it's a tough subject, but unfortunately it's the nature of the beast in today's society where they do have children that are born of mothers that have been doing drugs, so these children are born drug dependent.
Yes, I understand that.
And it has I assume have varying effects on the kids at whatever level.
The SEN, neonatal abstinence syndrome baby, or NAS babies, which is neonatal abstinence syndrome babies, or SEN, substance exposed newborns, they can be in the hospital anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months, and there have been cases where the babies will be up in the hospital up to a year, so they will actually be placed on methadone to come off of the withdrawals.
I have a friend who's rocking those babies. They rock,
Yes.
she rocks, Helena.
Oh, Helena, yes.
okay.
Yeah, she rocks those babies. Bless your heart. And there had to be something with this little girl that must have just touched your heart.
Yeah, she was an amazing little girl. February before kindergarten, she didn't know any letters, numbers, or anything by sight. By May, she knew every letter, to every sound, to every letter, to every number, to over 80 sight words, reading and writing, her first and last name. And the school's like, we can't put her back in self-contained. She has to go mainstreamed. And then a couple years later, she went from a 6 down to a 5 on a read and run and record. And 2 months later of working with her, she went from a 5 to a 14. She went from beginning kindergarten level to the end of the year first grade level in 2 months. By the end of the summer, she read 3rd and 4th grade
Just
books.
needing that extra help that unfortunately the teachers in today's schools don't have the time to work individually.
Right.
And did you meet a lot of, I know your background is in gymnastics, correct?
Yes.
Did you do gymnastics until you had this accident, that
Yes.
accident, things like that?
Oh, no.
So was that how you met this young lady, or how did you end up the 4-year-old?
Friends with parents and just friends of friends meeting different kids, and people call me today, hey,
She was
I
a
know that
gymnastics
kid.
instructor.
Wow.
Yeah, I did gymnastics for 10 years and did gymnastics for 12 years and coached for 10.
I figured you were in the school system somehow.
And so, yeah, I've actually taught at several of the preschools in the area. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go for a substitute teaching job. They're like, well, instead of applying for substitute teaching, why don't you just come and substitute at our preschool? So I actually substitute at, like, Longleaf Learning Center and a few of the others.
Oh,
Nice.
that is really fabulous.
Yeah.
Sounds like you really hit your passion.
Yes.
Yeah.
They mean the world to
And
me.
for the miracle schools, what is your ultimate goal in terms of, do you have a number of students, or just not so much a number, but whatever you can do to help?
We try to keep a 1 to 3, 1 to 5, very small ratio with the students. We want to give them as much attention that they deserve, as whatever they need. If they don't learn by audio or visual or kinesthetics, we want to teach them the way they learn. If they learn best by singing, my kindergarten that I've had for a few weeks, she can sing 10, 20, 30, 40, and we put it to songs, and she can count by 10s to 100 now. So that was really amazing.
That is so awesome. I love hearing these stories.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's really good. So you say you have 11 students now, and
Yes.
and you've only had since what, 2018?
So
Yes,
just a little
since
over,
last
this
year.
is like your
Wow.
first, just celebrated your first year.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be actually taking all the kids to get air and having a big party February 19th. And then we try to do a lot of activities inside and outside of the school.
Yeah, talk about some of those events.
We brought the kids to the Gasparilla Bowl, and they got to go out on the field and be on TV that night. Where Tim Tebow hosts a prom night, a night to shine, which is Friday, which a few of my students are going to go. 4 of my students are going to attend this Friday
Nice.
night at the event center. And next week we're taking the students to the fair, which will be great because it's great for socialization skills. And then the following week we'll go to the Civil War reenactment. So it's a lot of hands-on learning, visual. Last school year in 2018, we brought them to SeaWorld and Busch Gardens and Mosey. And yeah, those are fun places to go, but we did the Serengeti tour. They got to feed the giraffes. They got to go learn about the giraffes. At SeaWorld, we got to do the hands-on with the dolphins, feed the dolphins, train the dolphins, just things like that.
So do you work off of the fundraisers to keep the school going, or how does somebody get involved?
Oh, we could definitely use donations. We try to do as much as we can. Actually, we accept the McKay scholarships, the Gardner scholarships, and also the FTC scholarships. So they can apply for the scholarships, and we'll take the students with the scholarships. And also last year,
Do they need an IEP to get in?
I will take students with IEPs, and I'll also take mainstream students. So students with IEPs, mainstream, and we work on the funding with the parents. And also last year I didn't take a paycheck, so I could get the students the proper tools and equipment they need. Every student has a laptop, every student has a tablet, so they have the technologies that they need at their fingertips.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's awesome.
You really do. You've got great names for these,
Thank you.
really, because you are like an earth angel. I mean, I didn't know you were all about that. That is really very exciting.
And we just got a 15-passenger vehicle, so now I can transport all the students to and from all the different field trips and things
Awesome.
like
Was that something donated to you all? Or?
No,
No.
It's nice when you can go a year without a paycheck and use that funding to get the students what they need.
That's awesome.
And it's all about getting them what they need so they can excel.
You've also participated in a couple of our parades downtown Newport.
Yes, we always participate in the parades, the downtown Newport Richey Christmas Parade, the Pasco Fiesta, and my students last year, they built the street parade float, and then we took those items and put them onto a boat for the boat parade. And they won first place in the boat parade last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was just amazing. They built that float. I said, all right, since you guys won first place, let's take that prize money. And that's when we went and did the extra excursions at SeaWorld. They got to dine with Shamu and things like that as well.
How exciting. Nice. She's a delight.
Yeah, she
wow.
Is. We've known each other for quite a while through Rotary and other other places. So. And I don't think when we first met, I'm not even sure Guardian Angels was in place at that point.
Nope, not at that point.
Because it was, would you say 2012?
Yes.
2012. And I got to tell you, this young lady worked hard to get that up and running because she did it on her own. Not a lot of support, not a lot of help. And now it's not only gone to Guardian Angels, but now it's the Miracles Schools.
Oh my goodness.
And where is the Miracles School located?
Miracle Schools, we were based out of Veterans Memorial Park. Now we are based out of LC Logan, and it's nice because we are able to use the whole facility, and they get to go out over to the playground and things like that. So the kids just have a ball.
Awesome. Well, that's so great.
I know you were a little nervous and you did a great job, so thank you so much for coming on with us today.
You're a sweetheart. You leave me a card, okay?
Absolutely.
I have someone I want to hook you up with.
Okay, definitely.
All right?
Thank you.
All right. Well, stick around. We have more to come with My Chamber TV featuring the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are here featuring members in the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is Mr. Paul Friedlander. Wake up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we on TV? Good to see you guys again. Yeah, my procedure stuff squared off. Hey, we are live today with the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce, which has always been a fun show. We were like one of the first ones. Gosh, it's getting close to 5 years now.
I know.
And we have an awesome guest today. I asked Barb if she was going to spend 10 minutes talking about the earrings, but I guess we'll go on to...
I think they speak for themselves. What a beautiful girl.
Thank you.
So welcome in. CBD, that's all we hear everywhere.
I know.
So tell us about what you're doing.
Okay, so not all CBD is created equal.
Okay.
And a lot of people are selling CBD, but that doesn't mean that it's high quality or effective. There's a lot of kind of garbage out there. When it comes to CBD, unfortunately, a lot of people are playing CBD roulette right now.
Right.
And I get every day people come into my store with a bottle that they purchased online, and they said, "This isn't effective. It's not working for me. So what do you recommend? Why isn't it working?" Well, there's more to it than just picking a bottle off of the internet or at a vape shop or what have you. Because there's more to CBD than just buying a bottle and taking it. So,
of course.
That's what we do, is we specialize in CBD. It's what I have a boutique, so it's exclusively CBD products. I have a full line.
So what makes this different than those ones that people are coming into your store?
Sure.
Saying that theirs isn't working.
Sure.
What is it? What makes it different? What is the process? To me, that's what I'm looking for.
Sure, yes. So a lot of people are using what's just called a CBD isolate.
Okay.
And that means that there's just one component that they're taking out of the plant. It's a much less expensive way to get the oil out of the plant, and it's a much less effective formula. And right now, because it's not regulated, anyone can say anything they want to say. They can smack a label on a bottle and say anything they want to say. And so you really don't know what's in that bottle unless you can actually see a lab report. So, I have lab reports available, and you can see what's in my bottles, and you can see the difference in quality.
Jamie, you guys, you're in business. I believe I met your husband, right? You guys have the shop. It's called Your CBD Store.
You got it.
And do you have a storefront?
Yes.
And you're located where?
I'm in the Embassy Crossing Shopping Center on 19, right behind the Olive Garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now to the fun stuff, and I'm sorry, I don't know if we introduced this is Jamie Morrell. I know your name's been up on the camera, up on the screen. Talk to us about some of the stuff you have here with you today.
Absolutely. So, there's many different ways to take CBD, and all CBD products will do similar things in the body, but really the difference between the different products are time that it takes for onset.
Yep.
And then some hang around the body a little longer, some are a little quicker to leave the body. Edibles are very popular. We actually have CBD-infused chocolate. We have some CBD-infused gummy bears here. There's a couple different ways to take it orally. Also, there's a water-soluble formula, which has been really effective for people with anxiety or fibromyalgia. It works fast, it works quick, and it works good. We have a couple little this is body lotion, and I also have a pain-relieving cream that works within minutes, can take the pain out, and it also works for skin conditions, so it's kind of a go-to in your medicine cabinet. I also have pet products because, believe it or not, yes, any vertebrate has an endocannabinoid system, so just like we do. So, horses are on CBD, parrots are on CBD, and it is doing wonders for cats and dogs because they actually are more receptive to it than we are because they have even more receptors in their body. And so we have biscuits for dogs, and we have an oil for cats and dogs. It's so easy to administer, and I'm telling you, it's helping with, a lot of people are saying their dogs are really anxious. It's helping with the anxiety, pain, arthritis, aging, even cancer. It's just unreal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is it cannabis oil or is it hemp?
Yes.
So cannabis and hemp are the same. So it's the cannabis family, and even though marijuana is hemp and agricultural is hemp, they are different plants, and they're grown for different purposes, and they really don't even look the same. So this is from agricultural hemp, and that's a great question, because a lot of people come in and they're really nervous to try it because there's such a stigma attached. Because we sample it out in my store, and they say, oh, I don't know, I don't want to get high.
Is there THC or no THC?
Some have THC, some don't.
What's the percentage? Like how strong? How do we know, you know?
So in order for me to sell it to the public, it has to be below 0.3% or lower. That's the legal limit. None of my products go above that, otherwise I would be shut down. I wouldn't be able to sell. That is not enough to alter your conscience, make you feel high, paranoid, munchy, nothing. You could drink a bottle and care for an infant.
Okay.
Now, with that in mind, and as Barb said, you know, people are, like you said, people are nervous and things like that. If I ate one of those chocolates and went back, would that peg somebody in a drug test? Would that?
Not the chocolate. The chocolate is THC free. But that's a great question, seriously, because Paul, people, again, back to the whole, like, you can say anything you want to about these products.
Right.
Some manufacturers are telling people, don't worry, you don't have to worry about drug testing. That's false information. If you take a full spectrum product that contains 0.3% THC or even lower, you could fail a drug test. And I'm not going to be responsible for that. So total transparency when you come into my store. Yep.
Okay, that's very, very good. I want to take a look at these. These are infused edibles, K9 Crunchies, 150 milligrams, right? 10 milligrams each.
You got it.
Of cannabis, CBD, right?
Yep.
Okay, so how would we administer these? I have like a 5-pound Yorkie.
Okay, so I would just break one in half, and you could give it, you could just, hopefully your dog will like the flavor, and within 20, 30 minutes, you'll have a pretty calm
half to
little
Yorkie
canine.
and half to Kelly.
I'm going to give you about 6 of these. No, I'm kidding. Well, that's really neat, because I know a lot of animals, a lot of dogs.
Yes.
Well, if the family members are anxious, they pick up those vibrations, and then they do.
You got it.
There's so much stress out of it.
Yeah, and even like the fireworks, the thunderstorms. So New Year's Eve, we sold a lot of pet CBD New Year's Eve, and we got reports the next day, like how much it helped.
Really?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Isn't that great?
Oh, that's right, because we had people leave. We had an impromptu party that night, and the only people that left early were the ones that were worried about the fireworks of their pets.
Yeah, I believe it.
Now, the blue, is that dabbed onto
this
a tongue,
one here,
or how does that?
So this is the water-soluble formula, and this is one that you actually just pour into a little bit of water or juice. You can put it in anything, coffee, tea, and drink it down. And it's recommended twice a day, but it can be taken up to 4 times a day, and it's so effective for anxiety, and it's easy to drink.
And being that it's in a dapper, would it be something somebody would put on their tongue, or is the taste not?
So that's the oil tincture. When people think of CBD, they mostly think of the one that goes under the tongue, and so those are 2 separate products.
And what's the difference?
Well, the biggest difference is the water-soluble works faster, 5 to 7 minute onset, but it's a little quicker to leave the body, so that's why we say it can be taken up to 4 times a day as needed. The oils are about 30, 35 minutes for onset, but they hang around the body longer, so twice a day, sometimes even once is sufficient.
So what does what are your costs involved here?
Sure.
I know that's what you're thinking. What does this cost?
Yeah, great question. And honestly, we have incredible prices. I have made sure that my prices are really competitive, because it is a very competitive market. And I have an incredible quality product at a great affordable price. You can get into something as low as, well, these right here are only $29, but for if you wanted to get on a CBD regimen, I have products as low as $39 for the oil. My gummies are only $29.99. These chocolates here are only $13.99. They have 80 milligrams of CBD. I have great prices.
What about the creams?
The pain relieving cream is very competitively priced, $89 for that, and then just the body lotion here, which is also infused with CBD, and it has some really beautiful organic oils. This is only $19.99.
Okay, and I just have to say this, because this is what I do. We're not making any claims here for pain cures or anything like that. Just want to make that sure, even though it's supposed, not regulated.
I don't make that claim either.
Yeah, but it's good.
Help.
It's good. It's good that you do have options.
Yeah.
And even for the pets and everything.
You got it.
Jamie, what did, you've had the store for how long now?
We've been there just over 2 months.
Okay, and what were you guys doing before? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, good question. So I don't have a sales background.
Okay.
My husband is a chef, and I'm a hairdresser. And I needed a break from doing hair, and I actually started working at the very first Your CBD store, which was in Bradenton, Florida. They opened their doors March 1st of 2018, and here we are not even a year later, and we have almost 200 stores nationwide.
Oh, so this is,
Nice.
so I apologize, so it's a franchise.
It is
then.
a franchise.
Awesome.
My location
that's
is
nice.
owned by me and my husband. They're all individually owned, yeah. But we
okay.
have so much integrity with our company, and our quality is just superior, and we're growing like a weed.
Now, with some of your
Very
other competitors out there, does anybody need a prescription to come in and get some of this? Or
Not whatsoever. We are
Okay.
fully open to the public, fully legal. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they don't need to go to the state and get a card for this, and that.
No. And my products are just as beneficial, and they're minus the high and minus the hassle of having to deal with getting your medical card, because it's a lengthy and expensive
And
process.
it's several $100s to go
Yes,
and
it's
go sign up
expensive.
for all that.
Yeah.
And I know we've had it up on the screen, but again, the location and the phone number.
Sure, you got it. So I'm at 9686 US 19 in the Embassy Crossing Shopping Center behind the Olive Garden, and our number is 727-844-0444.
Well, Jamie, thank you very much. I'm glad you came on the show
Thanks.
to raise the
Thank you.
awareness right here in the
it's
town.
really- thank you. It's important that we get the word out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you might want to go ahead and give it a shot. I don't know who isn't anxious today. We'll be right back after this.
Have a
Thanks,
wonderful-
Jamie.
Take care, sweet. Thank you.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. I'm your host, or one of them anyway, Barbara Marville Kelly. And with me? You're awake this time.
I'm awake this time. It's wearing off. I am Paul Friedlander. I'm the account executive with Total Title Solutions, but Barbara and I are here today representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce on My Chamber TV.
We are.
Phenomenal chamber. We've done this show, as I mentioned in the last segment, for almost 5 years already.
That's right. We have.
And we have a good buddy of mine and a fellow Rotarian,
Yes.
Mr. Nelson Ohihoin.
Welcome.
You do good?
You did well.
Yeah, well, you say it.
Well.
Did he get the vitamins now, or he had to get it the first time, right?
Yes, you had to get it the first time.
Oh,
but
jeez.
we'll consider him
and
for that.
I got to tell you, Pam and I went out there. He had an open house on Saturday at his new. This concept is unbelievable. So I'm going to turn it over to Nelson to
Green
talk about what
apple.
Yes.
Prescriptions.
Yes.
But it's the new Richey Health Center.
Portrichey Health Center. Now we're talking about
Portrichey.
We're talking about
Portrichey.
two businesses here. We have Portrichey Health Center, which is a primary care center, and we have Green Apple RX Pharmacy, which is a community pharmacy. So those are the two services. Those are the two areas that we opened over this weekend.
Really?
Yes.
You just opened up.
We just opened up.
So, what's so special about it? I want to hear all
awesome.
about it.
It's awesome. It's special. One of the things we wanted to do at Portrichey Health Center is provide primary care to the community at an affordable cost.
Oh.
That is very important. We also recognize that in a small community like this, with a lot of small or medium-sized employers of labor, that employees, what they want to do is try and be able to see a primary care physician after normal business hours. As we all know, most primary care physicians are opened between 8 and 5 p.m. We have extended hours from 8 a.m. to about 8 p.m. and on Saturdays we are open from 9 till 4. So the whole idea is that we can provide service after hours for primary care. Pharmacy also.
That is huge.
That is great. And I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. M on Saturday, and I understand too. I know that they were already gone, but you also have I was talking to somebody. You also offer psychiatric services.
Yes, in our primary care center, we also offer psychiatric services. We'll be open 2 days a week. That's still yet in the planning stage. We think that in a couple of weeks we should be open fully 2 days a week for that. So that's going to be awesome. So the whole idea that we want to cover as much as possible in the whole gambit of healthcare.
So what made you get into this? It's been a while since I've seen you and in the neighborhood. So you've been working behind the scenes to come up with this, or was there an event in your life that just you decided to?
I guess that's the way to put it.
I'm just trying to.
No, healthcare has always been something that has been particularly close to me because I'm a pharmacist actually by profession.
Know that. Okay.
Many people didn't know that. They know me from the Dorset time. But I've been a pharmacist now for over 30 years. And I've had the privilege of practicing in 3 different continents, in Europe, in Nigeria, and now in the U.S. Since 2004. But one thing, I've always been close to the community here in Portrichey, New Portrichey area. It's been close to my heart. But one thing I've always seen is that I always look for opportunities and for need. And I see the need for primary care affordable in this area, in this community. Our rates are affordable. We do accept all insurances, mind you, so it's not just people that have insurance. You can still visit us at the health center or at the pharmacy, but we do provide services for those that don't have coverage, healthcare coverage. And another thing we also launched, which I don't want to forget, is our We Care Health options.
Yes.
What We Care does is that we've seen that for small employers that can't afford healthcare for their employees, we provide an in-house plan. It's called We Care Health Options, and there are 3 basic plans for individuals and 3 for families. So for premiums as low as $40 a month and co-pays as low as $10 a month, every visit, you can see your primary care physician as many times as you want. It also covers families. Of course, rates are different for families, but you can always call us for details. Another thing too that is very important, because some people say, yes, I know some offices do offer this, some kind of help for people who don't have insurance. But we also provide pharmacy services too. We have an in-house formulary that covers a whole lot of generics for most of the chronic conditions, like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes. As we all know, 90% of our chronic conditions fall into this category. And we have medications that for as little as $5 co-pays or less, it covers this medication. So the whole idea is that we're not just trying to get you the prescriptions or see the doctor. There's also a problem that when people get prescriptions, they go to their traditional pharmacies if they don't have insurance, and they cannot afford the medications.
It's out of the range.
And that's a problem, but we have this covered for $5 co-pays. So come to Paul Richey Health Center. We are here. What we really want to do is to make sure that we prevent people from going to the hospital for conditions that could have been managed better with proper primary care.
That is key right there, what you just said.
And, with Pam being in the Baycare system, the emergency room is full of people that don't need to be at the emergency room, but don't have insurance, can't afford to go to a doctor. So this program is phenomenal. And Dr. M, like I said, I had a chance to meet the doctor that's the primary care physician on Saturday. And what a wonderful guy. The people will love going to see him. He's soft-spoken, really, really nice guy. And the pharmacy is state-of-the-art. You're not going in there to buy soda and snacks and toilet paper and paper towels. It's just a pharmacy. They've got supplements, I believe, there not just the, they've got
the prescription.
Yes.
The prescription items. We fill prescriptions, but we've got supplements. And one thing about us is that our supplements are quality supplements. They are organic. So we believe that your health can also start with those supplements. And we also focus on preventative health care too. So that's very important, because our idea is that, our concept is that it's not just feeding you medications, but trying to get you to also live a healthier lifestyle.
That's right.
So you don't need those medications, but even if you do, less of it.
Quality. I love him, and I love this. This just is in my wheelhouse. You know that.
It's a green apple.
Green
Apple RX Pharmacy.
Are you doing any kind of, what is it? What is it? I'm trying to think. Compounding.
Yes, we do simple topical compounding. We don't do sterile compounding. We're out of that. But we do simple creams for skin creams, for skin lesions. We do that in-house in the pharmacy.
What about for women in their menopause?
We are going to go into that soon.
Oh, you mean you haven't started that yet?
We're going to go into that soon. That's something we are going to look into. But we don't want to bite more than what we can chew.
That's such a good way to get going, really.
You don't want to be everything to everybody.
We want to focus on areas that we believe we can make the biggest impact.
I think you've chosen the biggest impact. I'm sorry, Paul, but you're doing a little bit of each, but you're really honing in and focusing in on maybe even helping people maybe lessen their drugs by looking at alternatives. I have to ask you, Nelson, because I've known you for a while, and this is very impressive. I see your heart is truly in this. Don't you think that, at least I know my belief system is, we're going more into integrative? Don't you think this is more of the demand now, because we are becoming more accountable for our health, more proactive in our health, so that we do live a more quality of life? And it seems like the doctors that are in it to win it are into integrative.
Yes, that's the whole idea, because we believe too that I mean, like I said, health is not only going to the doctor and get your prescriptions. It starts from you. You know, how you eat, your eating habits, what exercises you do, how you keep your weight down. And that's one thing that makes us different. Our focus is not on the quantity, but on the quality. So we are looking at partnering with some gyms. I actually had a talk with a gym owner. As soon as the deal is done, we will we'll let people know about that. That, for example, you come see the doctor, just a case study. You come see the doctor, and you're diabetic. And there's a weight issue associated with that. Most people know that, I need to lose weight, but there's nobody helping them. So we are crafting a program where we can actually refer them to a gym. We have a program for them there, and the gym folks will work with them on how they can reduce some of that excess weight. Because we believe if you start taking care of yourself, your physical self, your being, you're able to reduce some of those medications and actually help some of those health risks that you might be predisposed to.
Sure.
Another thing coming in the future, we're looking at yoga lessons also at the pharmacy, because you're taking care of the body, you also want to take care of the mind, the spirit. If you are less stressed, for me, for example, when I'm less stressed, my blood pressure drops.
Of course.
It's just the way it goes. That's the reality. If you're less stressed, your blood pressure drops. So the whole idea is that we are trying to make people take account of their own lifestyle.
Yes.
Be responsible for their health, but at the same time, we want to be able to help them, work with them in making these changes or these decisions. So we believe hand in hand as partners, we can make health better for all.
You need to get this across the nation, because this is where I believe that we're going. And when you're talking about doing exercise, and nothing against the medical profession or anything, but you go in, you get pills, or you get this, or you get that, but nobody is extending beyond the doctor's visit. So they're left without any exercise program, no guidance, unless they take it upon themselves, and then they don't even know if it's okay for them to exercise.
Exactly.
So it sounds like you've really gotten it all together. I'm excited. I want to come over and visit you.
You should
there.
come visit.
It's right around the corner. It's just
Paul
Where
has
is
been
it?
there.
Where is it? Right here?
It's on Embassy Boulevard, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's 6506. The clinic is 6506 Embassy Boulevard. The pharmacy is 6508 Embassy Boulevard.
So
it's
right
just
there together.
Right there together.
And Nelson, I know we're winding down on time, but one more time, the program you have on the medical side with the $40, just really hit home as why that is such a good thing for some of the smaller businesses out there if they want to offer something to their employees.
Yes, it's really great, because some of those I know a lot of small businesses really want to help their employees in terms of health insurance, but it's not affordable. They can't afford it. Actually, we've had some people sign up already. So you can insure your employees. They can pick any of our 3 or 6 plans. Starts from $40 a month to $70 a month, for co-pays ranging from $10 to $30. And they can see their primary care physician as often as they want. They can cover their spouse and their kids between the ages of 15 and 23. The employer can decide to pay for this. In the case that we have, the employers have said it's so affordable, we are going to pay for our employees. It's a no-brainer there.
Yeah.
So those small businesses, you can, and if you have, say, 20, 30 employees, we can also customize plans for you that will be suitable for you. So talk to us. I can come in, my representatives can come in and work out a plan that will work for you.
See, that just makes a whole lot of sense, right?
Yep.
I mean, everybody should have some affordable health care, and you're really bringing it to the table. I'm so glad that you came on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
This is awesome. And you just opened up.
Yeah, we just opened up. We've been open for about a month now.
And you're members with, obviously, the West Pasco Chamber, which is definitely going to help out the camaraderie between the two.
And even though we're going to talk about it in the next segment on February 28th, we are doing a ribbon cutting for the West Pasco
Yay.
Chamber of Commerce at the Portrichey Health Center.
Very nice.
And the
Well, I
Green
wish
Apple.
you so much luck. I really believe in what you're doing. I'm so glad to hear this. That's good. It's
Thank you
very
very
good.
much.
Sounds
Thank
like
you.
you're following your heart.
Yes, I am.
Good for you.
Yeah.
God
Thank
bless you.
Thank you very much.
Well,
was
stick
good
around.
to-
You're
Yeah.
going to stick around.
I'm going to stick around. We're going to talk about some chamber stuff, but
We are.
Nelson, thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
You guys are awesome.
Appreciate it.
We're going to come visit
Thank
with you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Appreciate that.
Stick around. We'll be right back. More on My Chamber TV.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And we're back here on My Chamber TV. Thanks for joining us. Barbara Marville here. And my awakened, enlightened Paul Friedlander.
And high. No. We've had quite the show today. We've gone from miracle schools with kids that have special needs to CBD to pharmacy and preventative health.
And integrative. I love
preventative health, yes.
Yes.
Nelson's a good friend of ours. We've known him for a while from other ventures, and he came in today, talked about what's going on with this new practice. Got the general practice offering some awesome plans, not only for individuals if they'd like to, but awesome plans for small businesses, which is, that can't afford to offer health insurance but would like to help with something.
Right.
What great plans. So it's been a fun show. It's been awesome. We've had some good things. I want to talk to you about the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce because that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yes, we are. And what's happening?
We have got, our friends, you remember our two big friends, Action Jackson?
Yes.
Look at it, I didn't even have to say anything.
Yes, I love those boys.
They were awesome. And when they were on, they talked about, they did their Thanksgiving thing.
Yes.
Christmas, remember, they go down and the hotel lets them have some rooms. And they let veterans that are on the street come in and shower and do things. Well, they are having their grand opening ribbon cutting of their foundation this coming Friday.
Oh, really?
I do not have an address in front of me. I apologize for that, but it's up here in this area. So if they go to westpasco.com, all this, the new website is really neat, and it's all right there, and they can just, as opposed to being on a calendar, it's all in order, the events, and they can click on it. Tells them what time. This Friday, this I happen to know is from 11 to 12. I think it may go a little longer, but we're actually doing the ribbon cutting at 11:30 on Friday.
Great.
And if you don't know these guys, it's Anthony Jackson, I believe. And,
yes, that sounds right.
And oh my goodness, the other.
Can't remember the other one.
It's a name that I should know. I apologize. This coming Monday, we have the Ambassador Luncheon, and we're going to be meeting in the private room at Hooters for the Ambassador Luncheon. We've already started talking about the spelling bee. We've already put a date on it.
That's a big deal every year.
Yeah, it's going to be, God, tell me I'm not going to give the wrong date, but I believe we've got it set for the 24th of September, 23rd, 24th. Again, it'll be on the calendar, and we're going to move to the Verizon Event Center.
Oh, okay.
We've done it for years at another venue. We're going to go to the Verizon Event Center and really blow it out with Jeff over there. Yep. And then Friday the 15th is Wake Up Pasco, Wake Up West Pasco breakfast.
Nice.
It's the general membership breakfast. For anybody that's not been to one yet, it's a great, great opportunity. Not only is it a good breakfast at Seven Springs Country Club, but it's a great opportunity for networking. It starts at 7:30, goes till 9 o'clock. We do have a guest speaker. The guest speaker is, I'll think about it, I'll find out. But we've got some that's a wonderful breakfast, and it's probably usually it's running about 70 to 80 people, so it allows you an opportunity to really network.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we've got, on February 19th, this one you definitely have to look up, but on that day we have both YPG, which is the Young Professionals Group, as well as the Professional Women in Business, and I believe I don't know if that's a joint mixer or if they're two separate things going on that day, but guys, there's some really exciting things going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's rocking and rolling. I know that things got a little fuzzy as we went through some changes. The Trinity Brochure Exchange is still on the 21st. That's the one that Eric Anderson sponsors.
Yeah,
and that's at Seven Springs Country Club for lunch.
That's a good one, too.
Not a chamber function, so to speak, but the SunWest Crab and Shrimp Festival up at SunWest Park is on the 22nd of February.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, and good food. Oh, and again, this is not a chamber function, but I saw it on the calendar. This is really, really in need of. And for a lot of people that don't know, but it's from, I believe I looked it up, it's like from 9:30 to 12. It is CPR hands-on only.
We've had her. Is that a?
This is just training for this because, see, they don't, because of the nature of the beast today, they don't do mouth-to-mouth anymore.
Right, right.
So they're offering a free class on that. I'll tell you what, if you want to pull that, I'll pull it up on my phone real quick, guys, because I want to make sure you know where these things are. And as I just mentioned, February 28th, Nelson Ohihoin, or however he pronounces Nelson the Man, as John would say, is going to have their ribbon cutting at their new store over there.
That's so great. The person, I think we had the person on here.
We did have somebody on. This one's actually being offered by Bayonet Point Hospital.
Oh, okay.
So I'll cheat here a little bit. I know John doesn't probably mind, but it's demonstration training. It is from 9 a.m. to 12 on the 23rd, and it is the back entrance of the Rao Musunuru Conference Center that's up there. So if you've ever been up there, as you come off of 5A or Hudson there, it's to the hospital is here. It's to the left of the hospital. There's a conference center. They're going to be offering that.
Oh, nice.
Let me see what we got cooking here. This is so neat. The Professional Women in Business in YPG, are doing a co-event. So 11:30 to 1 o'clock. If I remember, they meet at the Medical Center of Trinity. And they're going to have Bobby Altman, who's an RN, and an RSCI Director of Cardiac Catheterization, speaking on the heart healthy nutrition.
Nice.
That day. And the one I really wanted to talk, who is our guest speaker at the, to get to my age, you remember at one point and then you forget about it, but it's going to be, it's Adam Thomas, who is the, come on, Adam, blow up here for me, my friend. He's the executive director of Visit Pasco. So he's going to be speaking about everything going on in Pasco County, all the events, and how maybe if you want to have an event, what you have to do. So like I said, we've got some awesome events coming up with the Chamber. And let me see. Let me tell you where this one Friday. Guys, if you've not met these guys, Barb will tell you, you got to come out and meet the guys from Action Jackson, because they are absolutely too phenomenal. And they've got the young lady that's working with them now, too.
Yes.
They are all veterans. Phenomenal group of people.
Yes,
and that is going to be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Ribbon cutting's at 11:30. And it is up this way. It's at 12029 Majestic Boulevard, which is in Hudson. It's suite number 2. So come on out, meet these guys. I've talked about it. This is a very, very giving community.
It is. It truly is. And I never realized how giving until we started doing these shows.
Yeah, and there's nobody that gives. There's one of the best givers to the community is our buddy that's behind the curtain, the wizard.
Yes.
Mr. John.
Yep. Yep.
And John and his son Cage and Dylan and Rob, these guys, John gives and gives and gives back to our community.
Yeah, he really does.
And
it's awesome that we're able to be here as hosts for West Pasco Chamber of Commerce, and we also have the other chambers, but today it's always the first Wednesday of every month. Paul and I are here co-hosting and talking and bringing people in and raising the awareness so that, you know what, if you have a business or you know of someone that has a business in the West Pasco area, you may want to check out the chamber because I'll tell you, I've never, ever seen such camaraderie. It's like a big business family.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter whether you're on the clock, off the clock, no matter what is happening in your life in the community, you'll always find somebody there to lend a helping hand.
Yes.
I love it.
And we even have, you know, if for any of that don't realize it, when we live stream that parade, the holiday parade, that's something that John does for the community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
His wife and I, Delyn, host it, but John does that for the community.
Yeah, it's good.
And
he's
good.
He's big on giving to the kids too.
Yes.
He's a big kid himself.
He is a big kid himself.
Yeah, he is.
He is a big kid himself. I think the lady that was on with the CBD stuff, I don't think any of that made it out of the studio. I think John's back there eating the gummy bears right now.
Or maybe the dog treats.
Or the chocolate. Or the chocolate, one or the other. Miss Barbara, as always. Okay, well, we're getting ready to wind this down, but I will look forward to seeing you. Since February is exactly a 4-week month, we will be back here on March 6th.
There you go.
Same day we're here.
Perfect.
The same date of the month that we're here because
Perfect.
it's 4 weeks. We already have the new owners of Mako are going to be coming on.
Oh, very good.
So,
very good.
Young lady.
Thank you, my friend.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. And we have been featuring the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce, My Chamber TV. Thank you so much. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Join us next month on March 6th, first Wednesday of the month. Thank you, guys.